Classic television icon Marcia Wallace appeared at the Hollywood Show in Burbank to meet with fans and promote her new book. She spent a few minutes talking with Retroality TV's Chris Mann.
Hi Marcia.
Hi.
So nice to meet you. I wanted to ask you about a few things in your long and interesting career. Most recently, your amazing turn on Young and the Restless.
Oh, that was so much fun. 40 years in show business and I had never done a soap.
Really?
And it is so, well, first of all, it's the most popular soap.
Yeah.
And it was a hilarious part. I played a bumbling kidnapper who tried to kidnap the Catholic Chancellor and failed miserably.
Knife wielding.
I had my own knife that I talked to. Oh, it was pretty well, it was subtle.
Now, did you draw on any personal experiences?
I have never been abnormally attached to a knife, so I couldn't draw on that, no.
Can you tell a bit about what that experience
Well, it was
was like?
just fun. It was like a party you got paid for.
It really was. It
Yeah.
didn't feel like work. It didn't feel like a game show.
And so,
And you got a little risque on there a few times.
well, I did. I got beeped and crossed off. And there wasn't enough cross out to get rid of. And all I said was genitalia, which you could say anywhere, anytime today.
Right.
But then it was beyond shocking.
Then you had to use these code words like bosoms,
pee-pee and boobies and making whoopee.
Things have changed in 30
Yes,
some
they
years. Bob Newhart show, iconic. Losing your friend.
Oh, Susie, we miss her to this day.
She was a real character too, wasn't she?
She was hilarious and brilliant and beautiful. You can't beat it.
You can't. And Bob, do you guys ever have a chance to reconnect?
I see Bob quite a bit. We all do. We've all stayed in touch. We've all been really close.
That's very cool.
And we've been there at weddings and funerals, and we know each other's kids, and it's really great.
You've been a part of some really iconic shows, and the last thing I'd like to ask you about is The Simpsons.
Well, The Simpsons, 20 years.
Miss Krabappel, right?
Krabappel.
And how did you get that part?
I had done a Taxi episode 10 years earlier, and the writer was a guy named Sam Simon, and fast forward 9 years, and he said, "Remember me? Well, I have this." He and Jim Brooks and Matt Groening created it. Well, yeah, they did. I mean, they are the creators. And they did. He said, "You want to play a teacher?" I said, "You bet." But none of us knew that it would be part of the culture.
It has. You have your own animated doppelganger now.
Yeah.
So
I'm an action figure, babe.
in
I'm
more than
old.
one way.
I'm old, but I'm an action figure.
You've run the gamut in TV, game shows, animation, now soaps.
Well, while I'm here, I may as well put a hold of my book.
Absolutely.
Don't look back, we're not going that way. Which is something my father used to say, but he also used to say, if I don't see you again, the mule is yours. So not everything he said was deep, but it's my story, and although I must say you don't get a lot of readers at these events. So
Right.
They don't exactly sell off the table.
Well, hopefully from this site, we'll get that.
Okay, thanks a lot.
We lost Charles Nelson Riley and Brett Summers within
Brett was
months.
my best friend.
Can you tell us a bit about Brett, because she was so saucy and you guys had such a fun repartee.
Here's my favorite. Here's how we met. She always opened up her dressing room to visiting actors who were on the show. So I shared her dressing room. And she said to me, this was years and years ago when I went to pieces. Now if I had a nervous breakdown, I'd be on The View with the Olsons. But then, it was a very big deal. So she said to me, "Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. I'm not myself. I just separated from my husband, Jack Whitman." I said, "Well, you seem fine to me. I just got out of the loony bin." So that's how we met.
It was a match made in heaven.
35 years.
And you guys had this great connection.
Yes, we did.
Were you able to keep in touch with Charles, or?
Well, I wasn't nearly as close to Charles, although I knew Charles and adored Charles. But, I mean, Brett was my best friend.
She was your best friend.
Yeah.
She was great.
And so that was another whole thing, but I adored Charles.
So that was another family.
Oh yeah, I really haven't I been lucky.
You have.
The Match Game, the Newhart Show, The Simpsons, haven't I been lucky?
You really have in Hollywood. Richard Dawson, was he part of that?
Yeah. He was in this. Yeah.
He was just Richard Dawson.
He was Richard Dawson and kind of kept his own counsel.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it greatly.
Okay.
For more celebrity news and interviews, go to www.retroality.tv.